Oh, wow.
It really doesn't taste good though.
No. Oh. I feel like the milk is making it worse. Oh my gosh.
I've never had heat kind of take my breath away. I kind of did. It was like,
What is up, Ignited Youth? Hey, Pastor Josh and I are here, and we are doing our own version of Hot Ones. If you are not familiar with Hot Ones, this is just how it's going to go. I'm going to sit here, and I'm joined by my guest, Pastor Josh.
Right.
And we are going to have just an interview style here. I'm going to ask Pastor Josh some questions as we eat some really hot wings. And we'll see how this goes, all right? I know we have different levels of the Scoville scale for these wings, and if you're not familiar with the Scoville scale basically just lets you know how hot a wing is. And so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. But hey, at the beginning, I'm here with Pastor Josh. Pastor Josh, how long have you been here at Faith Chapel?
I've been at Faith Chapel 12 years.
12 years.
Over 12 years now.
Awesome. And you're from Louisiana.
I'm from Louisiana.
How well do you do with hot things?
I do pretty good. I like spicy food. At the same time, I've never done a test myself.
Okay.
The spiciest thing I've ever eaten, and I don't have a Scoville unit to compare it to, but at the Thai place, they rate things 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And one time somebody got me a 10 by accident, me and Chris Krause, and we weren't expecting it. And we were supposed to be painting a room, but we ended up trading places in the bathroom for most of the night. So I like it, but I have no idea. I'm thinking, depending on how hot that was, it's kind of replaying in my mind a little bit of a flashback.
I'm not a big fan of hot things. I don't even like jalapenos. I don't.
Oh,
and
man.
so, like I've been saying all week, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I like the show. The show is really funny. But we'll go ahead and get this started. So, Emily, if you could go ahead and bring us our first hot wing, and then we'll kind of go ahead and get this started for our first interview question.
I want my tiger gear because I'm hoping that the inner tiger is going to come out and conquer this thing. Okay, and so now this flavor we have here, this is the Chipotle Pepper, I believe, and this is 330 on the Scoville scale. And so, Pastor Josh, I'll go ahead and ask the first question, and then we'll go ahead and just dive into it. You're going full wing, right? You're not just
I'm going full wing.
Yeah, I'm going full wing.
Every one. And so,
if nothing else, I'm getting lunch.
Yes. All right, this one was submitted by your son.
Okay.
All right, your son has asked this question.
Which one? I have many.
You are correct. Gabriel.
Gabriel
Has asked this question.
What's up, buddy?
What was your favorite food as a kid?
My favorite food. Do
Yep.
I eat and then answer?
Eat and then answer.
So I'll do like that. Tasty.
All right, that's not bad. There's a little bit of the sting in there, but not too bad. And thank you. This is not a non-promotional, but thank you to Wingstop for the wings.
Yeah. So my favorite food as a kid was definitely pizza, hands down. Pepperoni pizza. I could have eaten it every single day of my life.
Okay.
I did go through I went through a stint in high school where I ate peanut butter and jelly like pretty much every single day. By choice. It wasn't my favorite food, but it's like every day, what am I going to eat? I like peanut butter and jelly.
Okay.
I don't know, probably a year and a half or so.
What was your favorite piece of pizza? Like, what was your favorite flavor of pizza?
Definitely just straight pepperoni.
Straight pepperoni.
Now I like things like Supreme other than black olives. I can't stand black olives. Haley likes black olives, and so we argue over that, but I can't stand
Now, are you a person that is for pineapple on pizza or no?
I'm not really for it, but if it's there, I'll eat it. It's not really definitely not my thing. Now, Gabriel, he loves pineapple on his pizza. He loves Hawaiian pizza, so.
I love it. All right. Well, that was not bad.
That's fine.
330 down the hatch.
Did that have anything on it? Come on.
Yeah, I know. All right, we'll go ahead and go with the next one. And then we'll go ahead and eat this one, and then I'll ask the second question.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
That works.
What is that? All right, this is the garlic pepper. This is 493 on the Scoville scale, so we'll go ahead and dive into this bad boy.
You know how to do the flats, right? You gotta twist it. Then you get like the whole chicken nugget thing going on. See. I feel like the sound effects in this could be really interesting.
I know. Mm-hmm. All right. Not bad. Not bad.
I like it.
Yep. All right. Question number 2. how many instruments do you play? And out of those, which is your favorite?
That's a good question. So let's see here. Let me think for a sec. I think I only play like 4.
Okay.
You know, I would say I play 4, and then based off of that knowledge, like there's, you know, a lot of instruments that you can pick up and find your way on. Not that I necessarily play them, but if I fiddle around with them, I could probably figure something out. My favorite one to play is drums. I think, you know, it wasn't my first instrument. My first instrument was guitar, but drums is just something that, I don't know, you just kind of get to cut loose. It's loud, it's rocking, you know, you just kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of feel that goes into it.
You get to hit stuff.
So you get to hit stuff, break sticks. So definitely, I would say the drums are definitely my favorite to play.
What was the hardest instrument to learn?
The hardest instrument to learn, I would say for me, probably piano. Okay. More just getting my fingers to do it, and I'm still not a really very good piano player. But you know, getting your hands to stretch the way they need to, and your fingers to cross over themselves when you're supposed to be doing stuff.
Right.
I would say piano is probably the most, for me, it was the most difficult to learn.
Emily's trying to teach me piano right now.
Yeah, still my weakest.
We're going for it. So, all right, we're gonna move on to the next question and our next wing, and we'll see what this one is. Thank you. All right. It's number 3. This is the Smoky Bourbon.
Smoky Bourbon. Is that allowed in church?
We'll find out. So this is 607 on the Scoville scale. So we'll go ahead and take a bite out of this.
A little more peppery.
A little more, yeah.
Still not bad. Sitting pretty. Pretty tasty though.
Okay. Now this next question. This one's a little shaky, but this one came from, so not all these questions came from our Instagram. So this past week, I sent out a question to ask from our students to ask them what kind of questions they would want to ask you. So this one's from one of our, someone in our youth group, and a little shady, but you have been a fine arts judge in the past, right? How many years have you done that? Or how long have you been a part of fine arts in your lifetime?
I didn't do fine arts growing up.
Okay.
It wasn't something our church participated in, so I really didn't even know anything about it. So I would say, I really evaluating fine arts was my first real experience with it. And I mean, gosh, I probably the first time that I evaluated, I'd say at least 8 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
Skipped a couple years in between, but.
All right. So here's the question from this person: what's the worst score you have given someone while evaluating?
Well, there's a difference between the worst score I've given and the worst score I've wanted to give.
Okay, how about you give us both?
Because you know, this is about building students up, right? We don't want to like tear anybody down.
Right. We don't want to crush dreams.
So there's sometimes you give a score that, you know, denotes the fact that they didn't do a great job, but isn't soul crushing.
Right.
The worst score I've probably given would maybe be like a 29. Okay. Which is still pretty bad.
Right.
The worst score I wanted to give, and this is going to sound horrible, was a note that just said "go home."
Oh.
Wow. I wanted to write to the youth pastor. Oh. Because this worship team.
What kind of performance was
it? It was a worship team.
Okay.
It was a worship team, so it's in my wheelhouse.
Okay.
This team was so bad. Other than the fact that it was young people loving Jesus, there wasn't a single redeeming quality. I mean, the guitars were out of tune. The drummer could not keep time. None of the vocalists could sing at all. They're just literally. It was one of those moments where honestly, as a pastor, I wanted to go up to the youth pastor who was on the front row just with his hands waved supporting the students,
just ready for
and ream him for not having a very kind, gentle, honest discussion with these kids when they're doing this, and it was in front of 70 people.
Right.
You know, and every one of those 70 people, other than maybe their mom,
right,
you know, was sitting there going, "This is just brutally bad." It was 4.5 minutes of like just horrible.
Like nails on a chalkboard.
Nails on a chalkboard. Oh, I would take the Viet Cong punji sticks before I sat through that again. So whatever's the lowest score.
It's pretty bad. So go home.
Go home.
Go home.
Please, you know what? You guys play YouTube videos for worship next time.
Okay. Wow,
that was a long time ago. If anybody that's been in the last few years, if you're thinking, was it me? It wasn't you. This was one of my first couple of years.
That's bad.
So it was horrible.
That's bad.
Horrible.
All right, we're gonna go on to our next question here. Thank you. This is the Carolina Reaper, or Cayenne Pepper. Cayenne Pepper. There we go.
I say number 4 is Carolina Reaper. We're in trouble.
Okay. So this is 607 on the Scoville scale.
Almost dropped it.
So we'll go ahead and try this. Yeah, this is just gonna be messy.
I like cayenne pepper, so this is good.
Not bad. Okay. So, you have 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're all adorable. They're pretty amazing most of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, your boys, they're pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. Very.
But you have one that seems a little bit more crazy than the others.
Jesse?
His name is Jesse. What is the funniest / craziest thing that Jesse has done? I'm sure you have multiple stories, but what's that one that's just higher than the others where, like, my gosh, how is this kid my son?
Gosh, oh man. You're right, there's so many.
Or if you don't have a top one, what are a few different ones where you're just
I think with Jesse, it's more of an attribute than a story.
Right.
Right? Because all day is a story with Jesse. There's always something that he's doing that he finds joy in pure mischief.
Right.
Like if you were at a tranquil beach with a calm sea and everything was perfect, Jesse's not the one that says this is awesome. Jesse's the one that says, how can I release a T-Rex into this picture and destroy everything?
And make everything worse.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite stories of Jesse was probably, it's not even necessary that it's that amazing, it's just his personality. He's like 18 months old, and we were all downstairs, and he's at the top of the stairs, and he just walks to the landing, and he's got his shirt off, and he just stands there, he's like, he's like 18 months old.
Right.
And it's so perfectly encapsulated. He is like, I am man, hear me roar, can't hold me back. He's the one that, he was like 2 and he climbed the chain link fence and was halfway across our neighbor's yard.
Nice.
Just thinking I'm going to escape this place.
Nice.
He's usually the one that's winning in a wrestling match against all 3 of them.
Right.
Now
is his mentality where I'm the youngest one, I have to hold my own, and I have to do whatever I can to survive?
I don't know. Maybe. It's hard to get into the mind of a 3-year-old.
Right.
But he's got no fear, so he's not concerned about his own safety and his own health. And at the same time, he's like the most loving. He's the one that on multiple occasions he gives me the biggest hug and cuddles in, and then looks back, smiles, and throat punches me. Like straight up. I've taken one to the Adam's apple on numerous occasions, thinking this kid's the sweet. Now maybe he's not sweet. Maybe it's all part of his maniacal plan.
Right.
I don't know, but I'd like to think he kind of loves me, and he just thinks he's showing love by crushing my larynx.
It's kind of like a reverse Sour Patch Kid in a way, or not Sour Patch Kid, but like something that's sour, where it's sour at first, but then it gets sweet. But he's like sweet first, and then just goes for it.
He's sweet first. He kind of pulls you in with the cuddles, and then I don't think he's ever done that to Haley. So maybe it's just.
That's because he did it to Haley. You're like, nope.
Yeah, that, and he likes to be naked a lot too. Oh. He's pretty much
Oh, that's good.
That's full abandon. It's summer.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the next one, and we'll move on to our next round of wings that we have here. Thank you all. All right, let's see what this one. This is the garlic herb, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like it. So this has got a lot of sauce on it. So
smells spicier.
641 on the Scoville scale. So yes, it does.
Tastes a bit more peppery.
Yeah.
They've all had pretty good flavor.
Yeah.
I haven't,
just need a little bit more kick on some of these. That one's kind of dangling there on the tongue.
So you got a little heat going on on the tongue.
All right, let's see. All right, how long have you had this beard for?
Well,
you've had this beard for. You've had a beard for probably most of life, right? But
I've had. I'll put to this. I haven't seen my own face in over a decade.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'd say I've grown the beard out. I don't know, probably before Jesse was born. So I don't know, maybe 4 years that I guess that I've kind of gone.
So Jesse doesn't even know you have a beard.
None of my kids do.
Okay.
My wife barely knows me without a beard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been legitimately the last time I had no facial hair was 10 years ago.
Okay.
And then some.
So it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Okay. So this one came.
Yeah, this one used to just have just a regular kind of kept it somewhat short beard, and then started growing it out maybe like 4 years ago.
Okay, so this one came from a submission on our Instagram, and you might know who this one is, but would you consider shaving for missions?
Would I consider shaving for missions? Yeah, I would consider shaving for missions. That would be fun. Every now and then I'm tempted, just think, what, I'm just going to start over, go a clean slate.
Right.
But I don't know if my wife would still love me if she saw my face.
I don't know if your kids would recognize me.
I don't know if my kids would recognize me.
Jesse might come downstairs for some food and be like,
yeah.
Who is that?
But I'd consider shaving it for missions.
Okay.
And I'd grow it right back.
I'll let Pastor Carey know.
If I want to be 12 again. Pastor Carey.
Yes. All right, we'll move on to the next one. That was kind of an easy one. I just wanted to get that one out there just to see what that reaction would be. So, all right, thank you.
This is easy so far.
All right, so we're bumping up. This is Whiskey Habanero at 1,240. So this is a little bit of a jump. So.
Sounds intimidating, but I ain't scared. Again with the whiskey, we take alcoholic beverages here. That one tastes kind of funny.
That one did taste funny.
I don't know if I would eat that one just based on actual flavor.
Interesting. Okay. So growing up, you had 3 siblings. Mm-hmm. You had 3 siblings growing up in Louisiana. Now, you weren't the oldest. You were the second oldest. But did you do any kind of crazy pranks on your siblings that you never got caught? Or even if you did get caught, what are some crazy pranks that you may have done on your siblings growing up?
I was never really like a prankster, so I was never like playing jokes. But usually my thing was, you guys know Josiah. Yeah. He's my younger brother. So while I wasn't a prankster, I considered it, somewhat of an art form to inflict pain, but follow that with laughter. Right. So that I could continue inflicting pain and not get in trouble. Right. Because if you just, if you have brothers, if you just straight punch them, they're gonna go cry to mom, and then you get in trouble.
And then you try to calm them down. You're like, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. But if you body slam them and they can't breathe, but then you get them laughing, before they can, get up and go running, right? Then it works. And so one thing that I used to do with Josiah was. Well, I guess if you want to say, I could scare him really easily. Like at nighttime we shared a room, and I would like slip out of my bed and then just like reach up and grab him. Nice. But that'd be maybe like the closest to like pranking or whatever. Right. That was pretty easy. But what I would do with Josiah is I'd sit on his chest so his arms were pinned down, and I would start by typing on his face like a typewriter. And that would kind of get him laughing. But then the old school typewriters, you had to slide the bar thing to the side. So I'd go shing, shing, and that would go on for a pretty good while. And the typing would get him laughing hard enough that I would just pretty much just slap. His face would be red by the end of it. Right. So that was probably I never got in trouble for that one. That's a favorite of mine.
My favorite moment that we both got to experience was the night before Josiah's wedding, and we got to wax that boy. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. And you kept doing it in the same spot, and that was the most red.
There was one spot that there was a stubborn hair, and I thought, we're gonna make this puppy smooth, and we made that puppy purple.
That was. If you guys didn't know that, yes, we waxed Josiah on the night before his wedding.
We waxed Chewbacca.
Oh, it was gross, but it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
There's about 10 of us all like huddled around.
Oh my gosh,
everybody was just waiting to get their shot.
All right, this is number 7. This is Carolina Reaper.
All right.
Now we don't know the Scoville on this one, so we might be in for a surprise. We might not be. So
it's got some smell to it.
It does have some smell.
I'm guessing it's probably not like legit Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
If it was legit Carolina Reaper, that's advertisement.
Right.
But
I feel it on my lips a little bit. It's not horrible though.
Maybe in like the corner of my mouth. Yeah. Again, I'm not really crazy about the taste on it.
Yeah.
Kind of got a bitterness to it.
It is. Okay, let's see. Oh, nice. There you go. Take it. It's all yours. All right, for this next question, I actually reached out to somebody just to ask this one specifically. But have you ever been caught talking in your sleep? If so, what was the conversation? Like I said, I reached out to someone specifically just to get some ideas.
So, I might cough from the laughing.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know if I'm like a serial sleep talker, right? I know I snore, unfortunately for my wife, but I know of one time, and that's probably they're wanting me to talk about, where my family had gone on a vacation to Gatlinburg, and we excuse me, we went to, I don't know, whatever where all the shops are and everything, the downtown district or whatever. And this was right at the time where the Lord of the Rings movies were coming out. They were really big. I was always a big sword guy, still am. I like having swords and knives. I think those things were kind of cool. And so I walked into this one shop and saw that they had, Aragorn's sword, which I just thought was the coolest thing.
Right.
I'm like, oh man, I want that sword, right? But I've always also had this need to like barter with people. I don't like paying full price for stuff if I don't have to.
Right.
So I'm talking to the shop owner. I'm trying to get him to come down in price, and he's telling me this is the best price in I won't do his accent because that might be called racist. But he's like, he's guaranteed this is the best price you'll find here. This is the lowest price, great quality, yada yada yada, going on. And so finally I said, I'm probably 14. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. I said, if I find a better price, you got to beat it for $10. He's like, okay, I'll beat it. You won't find a better price. So I went all over that place. To every shop that looked like it might have a sword in it.
Yeah.
And I'd go in there and I'd find out, see what the price was, and then I'd see if I could talk them down. Long story short, I found one that was a little bit cheaper. It was a piece of junk, notably. Okay. But I get back and I start talking. He's like, well, that's not the same quality. I'm like, you didn't say anything about quality. I said, you said I wouldn't find it a cheaper price. So we go back and forth for 10 minutes. People are coming in the shop wondering what's going on. So finally, I get the sword, right? And I walk out of there. I'm feeling like a hero, right? So evidently, the story goes that night as I was sleeping, we were camping, so it was in a tent. The story goes that in my sleep, I was saying, no, I'll give you 45. No, I won't do 55. I'll give you 45. Come down, meet me in the middle. I'll do 50. So the story goes, I was bargaining in my sleep, still trying to get that sword.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I'm kind of a sleep talker as well. I don't think I am, but Emily has told me several times that I talk in my sleep, and apparently I did it last night too. So it's weird. So I'm always like, I need you to record it so you can give me some proof. So all right, we'll move on to our next one.
That last one left a little bit of a linger.
I feel it on my lips. It's not bad. Okay.
Still feeling good.
This is the ghost pepper. This jumps up to 16,000
on
the Scoville scale. All right. Let's try this puppy out. This one's got a lot of sauce on it.
Definitely tastes very peppery.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of flavor going on otherwise.
It's building up though. Yup. Not too shabby though.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Glad we have no napkins.
Yep.
One detriment of the beard is mealtime with sauces. Yeah, that one's in the back of the fridge.
Yep, that one's there. Yeah, that's good.
Start to clear the signs.
All right. I also reached out to somebody on this one as well. So you're from Louisiana. You drive a lot. How long of a drive is that from here to Louisiana?
It's not really that high. It's just the pepper hits in the back of the throat. No, that one actually is burning a little bit.
Yeah.
So from here to Baton Rouge is about like 10 and a half hours, 11 hours. If you drive to North Louisiana,
really fine.
If you drive to North Louisiana, which is where my wife's family is, that's more like 9.5. So it's a little bit shorter. You drive straight down through Arkansas.
Okay.
But
so,
not too bad.
So you've had to make some long road trips.
Oh yeah.
What is the oddest thing that you've done on a long road trip?
The oddest thing that I've done on a road, like specifically to Louisiana, or just general?
That's what the question was. Is just what was the oddest thing that you've done on a road trip? So I don't know if there was something in particular that this person was thinking of, but
depending on who asked it. I mean, again, I've got a couple.
Your brother.
Yeah. Well, the oddest thing I've probably done was like just sit and yell at myself for 30 minutes because I was falling asleep. I won't go through the whole story, but I literally was just screaming and slapping myself because I don't like to stop. Maybe the not smartest thing, and I guess you could consider it odd. So we were on a trip. We were going from Louisiana. We were going to the One Thing conference in Kansas City. This is probably what he's wanting me to talk about.
Okay.
I should preface this with youth students should not do everything they hear stories about.
I agree.
So this was a youth trip, to Kansas City to a nice worship conference, and we stopped halfway. No. It was just once we got to the hotel that night. It was late, but it had snowed, and for us Louisiana kids, that was just something you hadn't ever seen. I mean, I think we'd see maybe some a dusting here or there. So snow was novel. So me and my now brother-in-law, Max, he wasn't my brother-in-law at the time. He was the young man that I was mentoring in worship.
Right.
So it makes sense that we would do this together. We thought it would be really fun to go running in our underwear and jump in the snow.
Okay.
So the problem is it's not like you're in your house and you can just run out the door, the backyard, jump in and run back in. We're in a hotel, and the girls are in the room, just down the hallway. So Josiah was the door guard, and he had to stay posted to make sure that none of the ladies came out of their room.
Good call.
And me and my now brother-in-law, previous worship mentor, stripped down to our underwear. We had our underwear on, and had to run down 2 flights of stairs across the parking lot, jump in the snow, and then run back up 2 flights of stairs into our room before the ladies walked out or our youth pastor realized what was going on. So that was probably maybe the not smartest thing.
Right.
Not smartest
students, please don't get the ideas. Don't.
That was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. But since the question was asked, I'm being honest.
Right, that is true. Okay, we're gonna move on to this next one real quick, and this might be the last one. I can't remember.
Yeah, this is the only one I'm kind of scared about.
Yes, me as well. And we have to eat 2 on this one. So we'll eat 1. I'll ask a question.
So this last one was supposedly 16,000 on the Scoville unit.
Yes.
Oh, these look
and
cool.
Supposedly this one is 180,000. So we
I smell this one.
We have jumped from 180,000 we have jumped from 16,000 to 180,000. We'll grab these just in case.
Not gonna lie, this one makes me nervous.
This one does make me nervous.
This one makes me nervous.
So we'll eat one. I'll ask a question. We'll kind of expand on that question. Then we'll eat another one. I'll ask the last question. So, because we do have to eat 2, depending on how hot this one is.
We're going for it. We're going for it.
All right, here we go.
We're committing.
I am very nervous.
It's so red. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yes.
How red this is.
It was drenched in Satan's blood.
I feel like acid reflux is just like going.
I do have Tums after we're done with this. So,
all right,
here we go.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Shoot. I feel like this is going to be an after effect.
All right, I agree.
Didn't it say to do like 1 drop at a time?
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't taste very good. I will say that.
It doesn't taste good. But I do agree. It doesn't have the full effect as that 16,000 one did. But it's starting to come. Oh my gosh. Yup. It's on the lips. Yep. So, you and Haley have been married for 12 years. I believe, right? Is it 12 years? Or going on?
12 years in July.
12 years in July. Oh, wow.
It really doesn't taste good though.
No.
Oh, shoot.
What was your very first date and how nervous were you?
Well, we were, young and broke. So, our first date was to an Applebee's.
Yep.
It was our first official date. I mean, I won't say I was super nervous. Kayla and I had been friends for a really long time. Yeah, this one sucks. This is like going from like, all of those were absolutely nothing.
Yes. I can't breathe.
To, it kind of hurts to, to inhale. So I mean, I guess I was kind of nervous, except that we've been friends a really long time and didn't really jump into the whole dating thing. You know, we had talked about it a lot, and we're pretty sure that, you know, if we were gonna date, then it was gonna be for the long term. So it wasn't like, you know, just meeting her.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm agree.
Get a little.
Get drunk with you.
That was a little snot bubble there.
Oh.
And this makes the video.
Yeah, so guys, if you're a little bored at the very beginning, just move forward to the very end.
They won't know that if they're at the beginning.
That's true.
They're just now getting to this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like pretty much anything it touched is pretty much on fire right now.
Yeah. Woo! So you guys have been friends for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Weren't very nervous. Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's bad. This sucks. Yep. I see why they said
one drop at a time. Oh shoot.
Would you like some milk? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll take some milk.
Oh, the water kind of pushes it back.
We'll do some milk before we go to this next one.
Oh shoot.
It's on the back of my tongue. Yeah, it feels like. Oh. Yeah.
Oh boy. Mm. Yeah, it's definitely one of those that doesn't stop.
No.
I'm just trying not to snot again.
Yeah, I agree. Oh. Oh, thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh.
Don't touch your ass.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shoot.
Oh man. Oh. Mm. Yeah, that sucks.
You get about 2 seconds of relief.
And then it comes back. My lips are on fire. My tongue isn't. Oh, there it is.
I just want like a gallon of ice cream to just kind of.
Oh my gosh. I thought about getting it, but I was like, you know, that might be a little bit extreme, but I'm regretting it now.
I've never had heat kind of take my breath away.
No. Oh my gosh.
I kind of did. I keep thinking there's going to be better. Oh.
Oh my goodness. Oh. I feel like the milk is making it worse. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh. All right.
We got another question?
My director is letting me know that we need to eat this last one.
Oh, shoot.
Oh my gosh.
Why did we do that?
Oh.
All right, let's do it. Ah!
Oh, okay. you want me to ask it and then eat it, or you want me to eat it and then ask it?
No.
Eat it and ask it. Okay, yeah.
No. Ask it and then we'll eat it. So at least like maybe I can have 2 seconds to not answer.
Yep. What's the worst? What's the worst / most embarrassing thing to happen to you during worship?
During worship, I feel like it's probably not that funny, honestly. Oh gosh, I can't. So now we're supposed to eat it, right? Shoot.
I think so. Yeah, this is gonna be really bad. Oh man. Yeah. Lord Jesus, help us. Yeah, we got more milk coming too. So, all right, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Looks like a murder scene.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So it starts off really slow, so it's not too bad.
It really does taste bad too.
Yeah. Oh. More napkins, please. Thank you.
Oh. Honestly, I don't feel like anything it's like super embarrassing. I mean, I'm saying like the wrong lyrics a lot. Like, I don't know. I can't think of anything specifically right now.
Okay.
I mean, okay. So probably the most. It's not even embarrassing because most people didn't know. In fact, one person actually said she thought it was prophetic. I was actually playing drums, and I was supposed to start the song. And during the first song, my ears were cutting out, so I spent the whole time worried about trying to get that to work to where the second song came and I was supposed to start. And I completely forgot what I was supposed to do, so I just started playing like an idiot. And was playing completely wrong beat. So everybody's looking at me like, what the heck are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And so we played the whole song, Blessed Be Your Name. In like this kind of funk, reggae, pop, I don't really know what you call it,
right?
Kind of a thing. But it was really bad, it was really stupid. I mean, so not necessarily embarrassing, because most people, again, so yeah, I think I haven't had too many embarrassing moments during worship.
Like, it's not like you would end up on worship fails on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't think I've done anything that would end up on worship fails.
Right.
Just a lot of wrong lyrics.
But nothing too out of the ordinary. Right?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Sorry, that's boring.
Oh no, you're good. Well, that's all I got. Thank you so much for being my guest on Hot Ones. This was fun. At least the beginning of it was fun, but it is, oh my tongue.
Hands been shaking.
Yes, but like I said, hey students, this is something that we're going to be doing more of in the future. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys soon.